How do things end up in your downloads folder? And why is it so easy to overfill it? Well, that's exactly what I will show you in this video. I'll give you tips how to maintain downloads folder, how to move files from there, and how to actually stop accumulating these files there in the first place. Well, typically when you download something from Safari or another web browser, by default it will go into the downloads folder. But not only from Safari, also from other apps too. Let me show you some examples. So here I am at the Apple Online Academy website, where you can find plenty free cheat sheets, PDFs and other useful resources to download. If I click on the download link in this article, you can actually see the animation of the file going into the downloads folder in the dock. If I want to download an image which doesn't have the download button, you can right click it or control click it, and it will give you an option to save it into the downloads folder. The thing is that you don't really need to download the image at all, you can still use it. I'll show you that after. But for now, we just edit another file to the downloads. I can see it on top of the stack. If you want to just see the folder, not the files inside, right click it and select here display as folder. Now it will have this downloads folder icon all the time. Also make sure it's sorted by date edit. That will always keep the newest files on top. Well, that was just Safari, but I mentioned other apps too. Very typical example of it is the Mail app. Here I received the mail and I want to save an attachment. I'll go here, click on the attachment, and it offers me to save all, and you can guess it. By default, it will go to the downloads folder. And other apps do this as well. I already had few files in downloads before, and in just a minute we add there many other files. And once I double click this one downloaded from the Apple Online Academy website, it will unzip it and I have another file. And you can see how it starts to be cluttered, and you can easily lose track of all the files in this folder. So first very quick tip for you is to always delete the zip file immediately. You will never come back to it. You will always just use the files which were inside of the zip file. So this goes to bin straight away. Unlike the downloads folder where the files can sit forever and take your free space, in the bin they are deleted in 30 days automatically. Well, you have to set this, but it's easy. Open Finder Preferences, and on the last tab Advanced, you have to tick on this option. Now what to do with these files and how to actually avoid filling up downloads folder. Well, a lot of these files might be temporary, like the zip file we just deleted, maybe an installer for the app. But other times it might be files that you want to save permanently. Anyway, leaving them in the downloads folder is not the best idea. Unfortunately, the only option here is to manually take them to the other places. I have some music here, so I can drag it to the music. Next will be pictures, which goes to the other folder, and so on. But this is really annoying thing to do. Instead, why we are not saving these files directly to those folders? Let's start over with the same examples. First is the downloadable file. Instead of just clicking on it, I can use the right click or control click menu and select download linked file as. Now it will ask me where I want to save it. This time I can put it to the desktop, not to the downloads folder. Well, the desktop is not the best place to store files either. I talk about cleaning the files from the desktop in another video. But for now, we are keeping the downloads folder free. Next is the image. I can use the same technique again, right click and save as, and maybe put it straight away in the pictures. But if I just need to use the image, I don't need to download it at all actually. I can here select copy image, and now open any document or presentation, and with simple Command V, place the image there. It is directly where I want it, and not sitting in the downloads folder at all. We can also change the default download location, or ask where to download every time. Settings for it can be found in Safari preferences, so it is not in the system preferences, but only under Safari. Here on the General tab, I can set a location for download. It makes sense to keep it as downloads, but maybe when you work on the project and you have to download a large amount of pictures, you can temporarily change the location for somewhere else. Or as I mentioned before, select Ask for each download. Now when I want to download a file, it's going to ask me every time for a location. That's a great way to keep the downloads folder empty and make sure everything gets to the proper spot. So the main thing with downloads folder is trying to keep ahead of it. Save files directly to folders where you can, and if you can't do that, at least remember to remove files from downloads, always time to time. Now we have sorted downloads, but what about some cleanup in another locations? Click on the left video and empty the desktop. And you are also one click away from cleaning your system storage. So see you there.